Hello everyone, Jon Rehorst coming to you from the home offices of APC, Automotive Process Champions, where my business partner Mike Paradies and I are here to talk to you a little bit about some of the questions that we get while we're in training our dealerships. You might remember Mike, myself from our half-a-car days working with Ford Motor Company, out training on leasing, sales process, and short-term trade cycles. We've branched out on our own, and we started a company called Automotive Process Champions, where we talk to various profit centers in the dealership about their points of pain. One of the biggest questions that we have had recently is how can we increase our revenue in the service department? Now, in spending some time talking to service managers, what we found is that a lot of the service managers really don't know how to increase their overall sales. They talk about upselling, but they really don't have a process in place. So the question that we ask them is, how many lube oil filters do you do on a daily basis? And very rarely can anybody with any certainty give me an answer to that question, or give us an answer to that question. A lot of the men and women that we talk to look at oil changes as a service that they provide their customers to make them a little bit happier. But Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks back in the 90s, came up with the concept of same-store sales. And in taking a look at the CSI from Ford Motor Company recently, we found that the region in Wisconsin, or the southeastern region, has one of the questions that's asked on the CSI is, did your service advisor advise you on additional service on your vehicle? And the number of customers that responded positively was 26%. Now, we're not suggesting for a moment that our service advisors don't want to talk to our customers about additional service. We're suggesting that they may not have the process in place, nor do they really understand the importance of the oil change as well as the MPI. So I'm going to give you some numbers here. Now, we go into a forecast meeting at a dealership, and a dealer may look at the service manager and say, hey Mike, let me ask you a question. How much are you going to increase revenue next month? And Mike might say 10%. And she says, well, how are you going to do that, Mike? Mike's going to say, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to make sure that my guys are efficient. And we're going to suggest that maybe what Mike needs to do is drive a little bit more business that will allow him to sell that additional service. So let's take a look at a normal month in a dealership. We've got 24 working days, all right? Lube oil filters a day. Let's say that that dealership does 30 a day, all right? MPIs. Now, not every customer is going to choose to have an MPI done. Let's just say that 90% of our customers choose to have an MPI done. That would give us 650 MPIs. Now, let's be honest. In most dealerships, because those oil changes come in and we want to get those customers in and out, a lot of those MPIs may not be as thorough as we'd want them to be, nor do they get to the service writer within the first 10 minutes of getting into the dealership. Both very, very important factors in this equation. Now, percentage of customers that need additional service. Most service managers wouldn't be able to even give you a clue. Most of them will tell you somewhere between 20 and 25%. My suggestion is that we put a tracking system in place because it's imperative to know what that number is, all right? But let's just take a guess at 20%. That means that it would have 130 extra opportunities to sell service to a customer that they may need in order to keep their vehicle safe and maintained. Now, the average ticket in the dealerships that we were talking to was $250, parts and labor, which would mean that they would add another $32,500. Now, think about this. What if you were to put a process in place, or what if you were to put a little bit of marketing in place that would increase the number of lube oil filters that we do each and every day to 50, all right? And let's say that we keep that same 90%, which would mean that we would have another 1,080, all right? And we put a measuring piece in place, and we were really doing the MPIs very thoroughly, and we found brake pads, tires, that type of thing, lights, bells. I mean, there's any number of maintenance items that we could repair, and we took that percentage up to 30%, all right? That means that we would have 324 opportunities to increase the amount of work that we do for our customer just to keep them safe and maintained. Now, let's use that same $250 mark, all right? That same $250 mark that we can use as a benchmark for the amount of a ticket at that point in time. That means that we could increase revenue by $81,000. Now, that's an improved process that we have, improved over here. So that means that our delta, or our change, is $49,000. Now, if 26% of our customers are actually being talked to about maintenance and repair items after they've had their oil change, and we don't know the actual number of oil changes that we do each and every day with any type of predictability, and we have no clue as to what percentage of our customers out of the 30, 40, 50 oil changes that we do in a day may or may not have maintenance items that we can talk to them about, and those aren't getting back to our service writers within 10 minutes of the customer getting there. My question is this: how can a service manager walk into a forecast meeting with any type of predictability and with anything other than, I plan on working a lot harder, look at the dealer in the eye and say to her, I'm going to increase the amount of revenue by 10%? It's not possible. And unfortunately, you've got hard-working men and women that just need a little bit of help with process, a little bit of help with understanding of their business back there, and we can show them how to do that. Contact Automotive Process Champions, Jon Rehorst, Mike Paradise, and we'll be there to help you out.